20, Jamal Campbell-Rice. Number 23, Marciano Van Hobbit. Number 24, Michael Coulson. And number 7, Sam Johnson.
Hello, what's your name?
For Liverpool.
Kyle.
In goal, number 30, Charles Atanji. Number 3, Steve Finnan. Number 4, Sami Hupia. Number 6, John Onorisa. Number 11, Yossi Yoon. Number 14, Xabi Alonso. 15, Peter Crouch. 18, Bernd Kaut. 19, Ryan Babel. 21, Lucas. And number 23, your captain, Jamie Carragher. Substitutes for Liverpool, number 40, David Martin. Number 7, Harry Kewell. Number 8, Steven Gerrard. 16, Jermaine Pennant. And number 17, Abaloa. Referee this afternoon, Martin Atkinson.
Right. Yeah, happy? All the best, boys.
Boys, yeah. Come on, boys, come on, Benedict. Come on, boys. Come on.
Yeah, well, it's just there, no.
What a day for Barnsley's goalkeeper Luke Steele, an emergency loan signing from West Brom. He may need nerves of steel to keep Liverpool at bay this afternoon. He's here because regular keeper Heinz Müller has suffered a serious cruciate ligament injury, and his replacement, Tony Warner, on loan from Fulham, is cup-tied. Who's he up against? Well, Rafa Benitez has named a strong side for this one, just 3 days ahead of the Champions League tie against Inter Milan. Charles Atanji continues his cup run in goal. Sami Hupia returns after injury. Xabi Alonso is back in the heart of midfield, and that allows Steven Gerrard to rest on the bench. In attack, Fernando Torres isn't risked here, so it's Peter Crouch and Dirk Kuyt. As well as having Luke Steele making his debut in goal, Barnsley have been forced into a couple of other changes too. Both Lewin Nyatanga and John Macken are cup-tied, having played for Derby in an earlier round. So Bobby Hassel and Istvan Ferenci come into the side. Here's the short one coming up. Barnsley include emergency loan signing from West Bromwich Albion Luke Steele in goal for his club debut in front of 6,000 travelling fans, while Liverpool don't risk Fernando Torres ahead of the Inter match on Tuesday, and Steven Gerrard is on the bench, but it's still a strong lineup sent out by Rafa Benitez.
Our two mascots this afternoon, the Barnsley mascot is 8-year-old Kyle from Barnsley, Liverpool mascot 9-year-old Tom from the Wirral.
Daunting task for Luke Steele, and a daunting sight as well, no doubt, as he runs towards the Kop end for the start of the match. referee Martin Atkinson gets his 5th round tie underway. It's Liverpool who kick off in their traditional colours. Change strip today for Barnsley, who of course also wear red normally. And the first free kick. Ryan Babel, now Crouch. Liverpool given a hell of a fright by Havant and Waterlooville in the 4th round here, twice behind, 1-0 and 2-1 before finally stamping their authority on the tie and winning 5-2. Looking to get out of the blocks early here in the 5th round. Souza, there the Brazilian defender, conceding the first corner of the match. Cup, the last chance for Rafa Benitez to claim domestic silverware really this season. Benayoun has Babel here behind him, but the ball is a little short. Nardiello seems to have spent most of his career on and off with Barnsley. This is the 4th spell he's had with them, currently on loan from Queen's Park Rangers. Leon, potentially awkward ball for Foster to deal with. A flick from Anderson de Silva, who was briefly with Everton just across Stanley Park. There's the captain Howard, looking to get Martin Devaney away. Devaney has support in the centre, it was a decent ball in, and Howard stretches and can't quite reach it. Early fright there from Liverpool, early fright there for Liverpool. Flag up on the far side, offside against Nardiello. Bright attacking play early in the match from Barnsley here. Lovely ball in, the initial headed attempt from Isvan Ferenczi, and then that was Brian Howard diving in. Souza's header away. Leon, a player who came up through the youth ranks at Real Madrid. Foster getting to the ball ahead of Dirk Kuyt. Hippier away as far as Crouch. Here's Ryan Babel. So good at just creating space for himself from nowhere. Benayoun. 3 goals in the cup already this season. Very rapidly surrounded by 3 Barnsley defenders. Casually given away by Nardiello. We know that Risa can hit them from there. Scored a few from that sort of position in his time, John Arne Risa. Nearly put his team out of the cup though in the 3rd round, didn't he, with that own goal at Luton at Kenilworth Road. For Peter Crouch forcing the replay. Headed by Ferenczi. Howard just turning into Lucas. Promising young Brazilian midfielder. That stays down. Here's Nardiello. Devaney moving into the penalty area on the far side. Forced away by Liverpool, but Barnsley are bright in moving forward. Away by Carragher. Crouch looking for Kuyt. They're going to be kept busy in the centre by Kuyt. He has been playing it right back, but moving across. Lewin Nyatanga out today. Sent off at Plymouth during the week, but the good news for Barnsley is that that's been overturned, so he won't have a 2-match suspension coming up. He is, however, cup-tied today, as is John McEnroe. It's those two. Babel, now Crouch. First touch for Javi Alonso, and it's a suitably elegant one towards Benayoun. trying to force his way in, but covering at the back was Rob Kozluk. And the former Sheffield United defender concedes the second corner of the game. He'll be hoping that it's a happier afternoon than last season when the Blades were beaten 4-0 and he gave away a penalty. Benayoun with the corner. Benayoun this afternoon. Babel. Throw with Nardiello. Risa, the only man staying back at the moment. Huppier in the heart of the penalty area. It's over his head, it's over Benayoun's, and Alonso doesn't trouble Luke Steele. Xabi Alonso back into the team, desperately looking for a run of games to recapture his form. Now he's fit again, looking to add to that FA Cup winners' medal secured against West Ham 2 years ago. Barnsley's manager, Simon Davey, a big test for him here, putting his wits against Rafa Benitez and Liverpool. One of the bright young managers in the English game. Benayoun, away by Denis Souza. Crouch, lovely touch, and a foul on Benayoun by Anderson da Silva. Anderson da Silva, by the way, shares the dubious honour of being the player with the least... Sorry, I'll leave that one. Xabi Alonso. Yeah, so we'll go back to that one. Now Carragher. Kick for the challenge by Foster. Lucas direct towards Kout. 3 players round him. Martin Devaney here likes to run out wide, but losing out to Xabi Alonso, and now Babel. Nice little sidestep there from da Silva. And Howard, who's been captaining the side lately, including today, but Barnsley trying to pass their way forward, rather lost their way momentarily. Bobby Hassel. Now da Silva, trying to orchestrate things from the heart of the midfield. Howard, the captain. In, can't get past Lucas. This is Xabi Alonso. A lot of space on this near side for Yossi Benayoun. Kozluk is the covering defender. Here's Kout. Not sure whether that was a shot or a tee-up for Peter Crouch. In the end, it turned out to be neither. Could see that Kout was very much aware of Peter Crouch and maybe got caught in two minds. Yellow. Howard looks for the run of Nardiello. Barnsley have got a throw in here. Awkward for the players to see in that corner. You can tell from the way that Jamie Carragher just raised his hand up to shield his eyes. Not easy for Charles Atangi in goal. should Barnsley put the ball in the heart of the penalty area, though he's not wearing a cap, you can see. Here's Leon, blocked by Finnan and cleared by Benayoun, but only as far as Kozluk. Barnsley need to try and take advantage of the sunlight situation here at Anfield early in the match. Well, it's neat and it's intricate, and if it's like that, there is only likely to be one winner in the end, and that's Liverpool. And that's the case here. Here's Kaut, it's opening up. Babel is in lots of space there, but the pass not weighted terribly well, and neither was the shot from Lucas. He scored his first and so far only Liverpool goal in the last round of the FA Cup, the Brazilian Lucas, in that 5-2 win over Havens and Waterlooville. And he didn't really come close to adding to it there, did he? Souza being tested as Crouch tries to get in around the back. Denis Souza, Brazilian, signed last summer from Charleroi in Belgium. Biggest game of his career too today here at Anfield. Finnan in towards Crouch, hung in the air well, and Luke Steele sees it behind. He's in decent form, Peter Crouch, scored on 3 of his last 4 Liverpool appearances. Steele had to scramble just to make sure. Free kick Liverpool.
Over!
His ball long and hopeful, only finding Kozluk. Leon, just flick it away from Lucas. Lovely play from Barnsley and from Diego Leon. Well, they used to say, didn't they, that it was like watching Brazil, half tongue-in-cheek, the Barnsley fans, but for a moment there it really was. Hupia towards Babel. Teases Foster, but Foster makes the block. Here's Leon. I'm feeling the Barnsley fans are going to grow to love him. Not been at the club terribly young. Ferecci gets a free kick. Ferecci was just caught there by Hupia. Here come Barnsley. It's in towards Ferecci again from the far side. And it's gone behind, and Barnsley have their first corner of the match. Still inside the opening 15 minutes of the game here at Anfield. Barnsley fans shielding their eyes from the late afternoon sun. Squinting, hoping to see the ball nestle in Liverpool's net, away by Tanji. But here comes Dirk Kuyt. The cream shirts of Barnsley rushing back, and Liverpool's momentum completely gone from that very promising move initially. Poor distribution there from Dirk Kuyt. Rafa Benitez, who last saw his side lose to Championship opposition in the FA Cup in his very first FA Cup match 3 years ago away at Turf Moor at Burnley with Jimmy Traore's own goal. It was a match after which Rafa Benitez was quite heavily criticised for the team that he put out. Lucas, now Babel. Clearly there are several players not playing today who in an ideal world, will be playing for Liverpool against Inter Milan on Tuesday here in the Champions League, but it's still a very strong side, and a side that most clubs would more than settle for. Finnan. Benayoun. Neatly crafted ball. Finnan always willing to support. Now Kaut tries to turn away from Souza there, who I think made sure that he wasn't going to advance any further. That's definitely a free kick. Here it is once again as Finnan rolls the ball forward. There, Souza certainly playing the man. Hippier adding height and hoping to test Luke Steele. A variation in this free kick. Away off Istvan Ferenczi, the Hungarian international striker, back to help out his defensive colleagues for Barnsley. Babel looking for Crouch. Souza in there sharply. Well, Crouch looks pretty lively, doesn't he? And Souza, I think, will have a busy afternoon. Crouch having scored in each of the 2 rounds Liverpool have played in so far. Here's Alonso. Awkward one. Drilled in low as it was, and that took a deflection off Anderson de Silva. It's behind for a corner. I think Luke Steele had it covered. Third corner of the half for Liverpool. Risa. It's Carragher up on the left-hand side there. Kaut down inside the penalty area. Very half-hearted appeal for a penalty. In towards Crouch. Danger still not cleared. Oh, good save! Steele looked as though he might have been grabbing at thin air there for a moment, but he did enough to push it behind and preserve the clean sheet. Again from Ryan Babel and away by Rob Kozluk. It's in towards Benayoun. Rob Kozluk was there first. Down goes Ferenczi. Free kick to Barnsley, but Luke Steele's made his first important save in a Barnsley shirt to keep the score goalless here. Benayoun's lovely flighted ball into Peter Crouch, and there was the touch that took it past the post. Davies got to be reasonably happy with what he's seen so far, the Barnsley manager. The side certainly haven't been overwhelmed. Free kick given away by Javi Alonso. Chance here for Barnsley perhaps to make life awkward for Charles Atanji, the Liverpool goalkeeper. The ball up in the air here will disappear into the sunlight. until the very last moment. Could be an opportunity, but the header well wide from Denis Souza. Comfortable for Atanji, who tries to set up the counter-attack. Coutts rather on his own here against Kozluk. Anderson de Silva. Will just run away from him slightly, Risa. Howard able to stick his foot in, but inadvertently finds Coutts. Covering by Bobby Hassel. Well, as the high ball came in, it was Souza who got up well, moving slightly backwards as he headed the ball. No real threat to Atanji. Away by Kozluk. Really been an up-and-down team, Barnsley, in recent weeks. A strange mixture. They've had heavy defeats and some excellent wins. Lost 4-0 at Coventry and 3-0 at Plymouth in the last couple of weeks, but sandwiched in between that, they beat high-flying West Bromwich Albion by 2-1. 4 wins and 4 defeats in the last 8 matches, no draws. Travelling support hoping that it's good Barnsley rather than bad Barnsley that turn up for this tie today. So far it's the former rather than the latter. Here's Nardiello. Howard. Certainly looking to move the ball around well wherever possible. Anxious to get to the ball first. Sticking his foot in there, wants it back from Kozluk, but he's not going to get it. It was an ambitious ball. Souza keeping tabs on Crouch. Here's Coutts and Barbel. He seems to manage to find himself a little bit of space on that far side as he glides around. Coutts working hard as always. Didn't quite roll for Liverpool. Midway through the first half here, the first signs of mild frustration among the home crowd. Coutts. Liverpool struggling to create clear-cut opportunities here against the Championship side. Sami Hyypiä in towards Crouch, but Souza's there first, and here's Leon. And as far as Alonso. Hyypiä. Now Benayoun opens up just a little bit. Barbel, 3 red shirts in the penalty area, doesn't go for any of them, and Steele makes the save. Here's Howard in space.